as a crown army one a Kasiamami.
Have abandoned the road projects that we came to have. It's difficult.
How about the e-blocks?
Many of them. I think I'll find an opportunity to send you that many of them are being worked on across the country.
Let me just take one, Mr. President. The one in Aflao where the chief himself has complained. On here, Aflao patch say e-block no oba yenya hoshi. Inti my education minister up to February say ombe yehu bibi. It's on the set.
Minister outdated.
Also abre.
And you go here. The idea is for the state of Ghana to bequeath the land to the project on which we are, and for the financing and funding of the project to come from within the Christian community and the community of all believers in Ghana. That's the project that we have, and the idea is for the state of Ghana to bequeath the land to the project on which we are, and for the financing and funding of the project to come from within the Christian community and the community of all believers in Ghana. That's the project that we have, and
I've said this before, and let me in conclusion stress again that it will not be under the presidency of Nana Addo Dankwa AKUFFO ADDO that same-sex marriage will be legal. That same-sex marriage will be legalized in Ghana. It will never happen in my time as president. Let me repeat, it will never happen in my time as president.
And I understand that, but nevertheless, I don't think that anywhere in the world that people go into teaching expecting to become millionaires and make money. If you want to do that, you do other things. If you want to do teaching, it's because you want to make a contribution to the welfare of the society and its growth, and you've done that very, very well.
Ghana today is in crisis. Agriculture, once upon a time the bedrock of our development, is a pale shadow of its former self. Manufacturing is at a very low ebb. Corruption is at its height. Our economy is in tatters. Inflation is high. Taxes are high. Businesses, both big and small, are struggling. And millions of young men and women are out of work. Incompetence is the hallmark of the Mahama government. Government appointments are not based on merit, but on considerations which are not only puzzling, but also bizarre. Our healthcare system is in shambles with the collapse of the National Health Insurance Scheme. The cost of education continues to be a big challenge for too many families. Young people who have toiled to obtain qualifications are having great difficulty in finding jobs. And there are hundreds of thousands of Ghanaian children who are not getting the kind of education that they need to compete in the 21st century.
You wanted me to catch you cheating on me with Billy. Why, Kathy?
I didn't know how else to break up with you.
The idea is for the state of Ghana to bequeath the land to the project on which we are, and for the financing and funding of the project to come from within the Christian community and the community of all believers in Ghana.
Surprised to learn that huge amounts of money is being given to Sir David Ajay upfront, on top of the amount of money that he's charged. From the documents that we have now, about $22 million, which was nearly 10% of project cost. It's monstrous. Look at the median survey data. Remember that this is the data you are looking on the screen now is survey data. What that means is that the Royal Institute for Architecture in the United Kingdom, RIBA, goes around and asks architects and collects data on what fees they are charging. Sir David Ajay's studio is primarily UK based, so I'm using RIBA data. That is the regulatory authority there. That is the professional association there. And they go around and find out what architects typically charge. What you realize is that as the scale of the project increases, the percentage reduces. Because it's natural. If I'm going to do a $10 billion project, I don't have to pay $1 billion to architect. Okay. That makes no sense. So that scaling dynamic means, therefore, that the average percentage for project costs that you typically find in the United Kingdom is about 3.5%. We have a situation where we're paying, and that's for design and build. We are paying not just design, to be very clear. We are paying almost 10% to Sir David Ajay for this exercise that he's undertaking on behalf of the country. And nobody doubts his competence, nobody doubts his talent. But this is inflationary pricing, which we must talk about. If we were to bring it down to Ghana, we say, okay, well, he's based in the UK, but now he has a studio in Accra, he has a studio in London. What is the UK, the Ghanaian guidance when it comes to architectural fees? And here also, I find it shocking that we will be breaching the Ghana Institute of Architects fee structure, which is around 4%. So we're going to about 10%. What is it about, say, the J, that means that we must pay so much when the project scale is such that typically we need to be compliant with guidance? Because it's a big project, so it's making a lot of money. So that's a challenge. Architectural design fees should be about 1%. We've paid $6 million, like as much as more than 6% of the project cost. And
government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.